Go. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Rifimiti. Welcome to the very first episode of the advice they didn't ask for. In this series, we'll be looking at real life situations and sharing our thoughts and advice based on stories people have posted online. Originally, the stories come from Reddit, but I have removed personal details and left out some information to protect the people involved. These situations are real, but our main focus here is on the lesson, not on exposing anyone. Today's theme is family problems. So we'll be looking at 4 different stories and talking about what happened, what we have learned from them, and what advice we would give if they asked us. With that said, let's get into our first story. So guys, we have little pamphlets. So the idea of this was just me trying to be cute. I do want to add this to my signature, like when we're doing the advice they didn't ask for videos. But this is episode 1, obviously, so it's a rough draft. Like, this is a rough draft of the best things that are about to come out of this series. So as you guys can, I don't even know if you guys can see where like I did the advice they didn't see. And my first paper, guys, look at this. This is how you see I was rough drafting. So it's not as perfect as it should be. I'm looking at the mirror, but yeah, I hope you can see that. So this is like our first story. It's very chirpy. It's very chirpy, very ghetto, but it's okay. So we're gonna read our very first. We have 4 stories here, and yeah, let's get into our first story. I recently connected with family from my home country and started sending them $200 every month to help with expenses. Crazy. At first, it felt great, but then the requests kept getting bigger. Of course, I was expecting that. Like, come on, guys, come on. You know, I always say this. Like, I don't know the audacity family has. It's funny. I paid dentures. I don't really know what a denture is, but it sounds like it's something that I should have been paying off. Like, she shouldn't be paying for. Sorry. Bought a phone, and then someone asked me for an expensive new iPhone and a laptop. My own mother wouldn't even buy me an iPhone. Like, she's been like, I will. At this point, I should buy myself an iPhone and stop asking my mom to buy me an iPhone. But I'm gonna tell it when I get the money. Okay, let's not redirect my let's not talk about my problems. Today is not Refimeti's problems. I should do that episode. The theme of the day is Refimeti's problems, because what do you mean? Okay, guys, sorry. I'm sorry. Now my aunt is asking me for a $6,000 loan. The Tong loan, 6,000. Crazy business. I've already given over $2,500, and I'm starting to feel like I am only valued for my money. You know what? I do get it. I'm thinking about stopping all financial help or even cutting contact altogether. Would I be wrong for setting that boundary? No. First of all, you are not wrong for setting that boundary, because, come on, your feelings are very valid. You feeling like, oh, I feel like I'm being valued for my money. I feel like they are putting too much responsibilities on me for trying to reconnect with this family. It kind of just seems like, yes, you are being valued for your money, because what do you mean you guys are asking for an iPhone, a laptop, 6,000 rands loan? You have already spent over $2,500. Let's not digress from the fact that this is a different currency, a currency that everyone wants. So we need dollar, and a dollar is a lot of money, boom. And it's crazy. Okay, let me actually give you an advice. I think you should really stop giving them money, and you should sit them down and talk. I think communication is a very important thing. We should learn to communicate. I'm a very bad communicator, so even me advising you to communicate is kind of hypocrisy. But also, if I was a good communicator, a lot of relationships in my life that ended, friendships and family ships or whatever, that ended very, like on the air, like without them having an explanation, would have been a different scenario. So I think you also should, afford them the same thing of telling them, okay, so I feel this type of way. And obviously, stopping communication helps a lot. And some people are going to be like, oh, okay, we understand. And when you like, I'm going to stop doing this, that's when you see and realize if people actually like you or not. I nearly swear. Sorry, I would don't swear over here. Okay, people like you or they don't. That's where you see the realness of people. If they stop benefiting from you what they used to benefit, you see if these people are really my people or not. Like, so you set a boundary by having a communication talk with them people and make them realize, oh no, we're stopping this because of this certain reason. And you're gonna see, and if ever these people end up not being as good to you as they were while you were giving them money, I think you have realized what these people were chasing after in your life. And that should be a good thing. It should be a blessing to know what people want from you. And you should know, okay, so these are not the type of people I want to keep in my life, because when I'm done bad, I know for a fact they will not be with me, because if the money is not there anymore, what then? So you must also think about that future and all that. And the reason I chose this to everyone else is that I think we all, like, okay, not me, but a lot of people tend to go through the same type of situations in their homes. As there's this thing called black text in South African homes, and it happens, guys. Communication to parents, to sisters, to family, whoever, is very important. And if people do not respect your boundary, they don't respect you. So boo, if you are gonna cross my boundaries that I told you should not cross them, then I know that that's how you feel about me. You just don't care how I feel. You only care about what you benefit, and that's scary. Those are the type of people you should not keep in your life. So yeah, let's get into the second story. So the second story is I don't want to say it's very personal to me, but I think at some point I did have, mommy issues. So the second story is very related to that. And not because, I love my mom so much. I want you all to understand that I do love my mom. Sorry guys, the light is affecting my eyes, and I don't want to wear specs. I want to look into your eyes, and then you look into my eyes, that I love you. Okay. Okay, let's get into our second story and hear what's up and talk about it, advise this person. And remember, we are on the advice they didn't ask for. Shoot. Okay. My mom and I have never been close. Growing up, she mostly kept to herself. You see, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Like, guys, please, don't be a mother before you are ready to be, right? Like, don't bring children in this world before you are ready to be. And then if you're gonna say, a mistake, boo. If you're not ready to have a child, just don't have sex. Like, don't do it. Like, what are you doing? Like, please, when you are ready to have a child, you can start having sex. If you're having sex, the only people that can stand up here and tell me about this is people that circumstances made them have children. And a circumstance is not sex that you chose to have. You know what I'm talking about? Like, we unfortunately didn't choose to have sex. Unfortunately, it was done to you against your consent. Then I understand those people. I do get it. Hey, I get it. I get you from the depth of my heart. Let's continue. Let's growing up, she mostly kept to herself, so we never really bonded. Lately, she's been around more, so I tried to spend time with her. W child for that. I invited her to watch a show with me and my dad, but she didn't seem interested. Okay, so there's a dad here. Okay. Well, guys, obviously this is a summary of the story. I know all the information that happened here. Every advice I give, it's more of from a person who read like the whole story and knows what's up. So don't look at me and be like, oh, but it is deep. Trust me, these stories are more personal than you think they are. I just chose to omit some information so I can protect the people involved in the story, because we don't want to do that, right? We are not trying to expose anyone. I'm just trying to find stories that a lot of us we relate to, which is one of those. I'm sorry, I am, While my dad joked about the show being dumb, my mom complained about it without even giving it a chance. It hit me that she never really made an effort to get to know me or my interests, right? I got overwhelmed. walked away, and now I feel like my parents think I overreacted. Did I overreact, or are my feelings understandable? Yes, boo, your feelings are very, very understandable, overly understandable. You are making sense, and in the most ways, I'm gonna tell you something. Like, as a Christian now we're gonna get back to me being as a Christian. Sorry, guys. My niece is crying. So I might hear her. Sorry, unprofessional. Sorry. So I am gonna go back and give you an advice as a Christian. I think mom. Okay, let me get it right. So guys, sorry about the angle. Sorry about that. My mom needed me. So, okay, let's get back to this. As I was saying, as a Christian, I'm gonna give you as an advice. And this one I'm gonna be talking about, like, personally, because I do also have some problems with my dad, bro. My dad is a present dad, like present physically. That's just who my dad is. I'm sorry, Dad. I'm sorry. I love you, but hey, my dad is very emotionally unavailable, just like her. Like, that's exactly who my dad is. I can never run to my dad and tell him, oh, I have a problem, I'm going through emotional burdens. Never, because he has never made it a space where we're able to do that. Okay, this is not about me, but I'm gonna tell you how I got over that through Christianity. I would literally talk to God about everything. If I felt some type of way, I'd pray to God. I'd tell God, oh, yo, Sana, I'm going through it. Like, I feel so sad. I feel so unloved by my own father. And I realized that my God in heaven is everything that I need, comfort and all that. He is my father. He could be the same for you watching this. If you're going through a problem where you think your mother, your father, or somebody who's supposed to be a guardian towards you is neglecting you and is not showing you love that you want to have or that you want to feel. Another thing is, I think we tend to focus so much on the relationships that we want, but we forget of the ones that are already good and happening. So I think you should also do try to focus on the relationship of the father. And if you actually think that these jokes that your father are saying towards you, you don't like them, communication. This takes us to the another big advice I want to give to you. As a child, sometimes a lot of us, we have like bad relationships, we have resentment towards our parents. That's because we don't communicate. And I know our parents usually do not make a safe space for us to communicate. And me just saying this to you after I just told you about my problem with my dad kind of just looks like, are you communicating with him? Yeah, we're getting there. Well, hopefully one day we do get there. Anyways, I think you can tell your mom how you feel about everything. So this girl, I'm gonna have to tell you her age, even if I had taken her out. She is 14 years old. So please talk to your parent. Hey, like, if you feel like you can talk to her, talk to her. And if you feel like you cannot directly talk to her, talk to your father about this. If you feel like also your father is not of help to communicate with your mom about this, write a letter. You have means to write your mom a letter and tell her how you feel about this. And so, love, never forget that your feelings are very valid. You are allowed to feel like you are neglected, because you are neglected. Like, if your father or your mother does not know anything about you, that's a real thing, and it is a real problem in our ages. That's why we tend to find a mom and a daughter always bickering. Children that don't like their parents, they hate their parents. Guys, don't mind this, because I actually nizlimazil. So it is very valid that you feel that way. That's just about the what I can tell you for now. Pray about it, talk to your parents about it, take your time, feel it. It's a feeling that you should not always put aside and say, no, I'm over. You're not overreacting. You are valid for feeling that way. So yeah, guys, let's get into another story. So we are on our third story. Our third story actually has two parts. It's very long, so I'm gonna try and read it fast. Listen, open your ears. So, I grew up in a family that valued independence, so I worked hard to build my life without asking my parents for help. My sibling has struggled financially for years, and my parents have always stepped in to support them. Right. Recently, my parents told us that most of their assets will go to my sibling because they believe they'll always need the help. But at the same time, they expect me to handle all their medical decisions, finances, legal paperwork. Wait. and other responsibilities because I'm the responsible one. That broke my heart. It feels like all my hard work has only earned me more responsibility while my sibling gets most of the support. Since then, I've stopped jumping in every time they ask for help. When they recently needed assistance with paperwork, I suggested my sibling should start taking on some responsibility too. They weren't happy, and now everything feels tense. Crazy. I'm not angry at my sibling because I know it isn't their fault. I'm hurt by my parents' decision. I feel guilty for pulling away, but I also feel it's unfair that I am expected to carry all the responsibility while my sibling gets the support. Am I the a-hole? So that's what she was asking, if she's the a-hole. First of all, we realize that there's enabling going on here. Because the minute you enable children, even if their motive at first was never a bad motive, it kind of just gives them that it kind of makes them think that they should have a bad motive. I don't know what's going on, but sorry. So like I feel like you kind of have to also give a responsibility to your sibling, because at the end of the day, whether they are wrong or not, they are the reason why your parents, they're not the reason, like the main reason, but if they also don't take responsibility, it will still be expected of you to do this, and it's very unfair on you to have worked hard while they don't work hard. Like, why didn't they work hard too? Because they were in the same family. So it's kind of giving you a raise to have a responsibility, to be responsible, to stand by yourself, to be, very independent. But when it came to your sibling, they were very, very lenient. That's why she or he became this way. And your parents are wrong, boo. They should never ever expect you to take care of an adult that they brought to the world. It's not your child, so it's not your responsibility. She or he's not your responsibility. It's their child, and they should take care of their child. And when you said it's time for your sister to take responsibility and do some work, you were right. And I think they should, because they feel they're old, they should now start teaching the person who's gonna be inheriting everything from them how to handle everything, because it's only fair that the person who gets everything knows how to operate everything to keep it right. Because unfortunately, if these people actually end up being kicking the bucket, you will be left with your life and her life to handle. And how are you getting married? Because this person was a female, by the way, guys. How are you getting married? How are you having children when you already have an adult as a child? I'm sorry, I'm not going to give an advice of someone who's trying to no, let's understand. No. What are we understanding? No. This one, no. No, my boo, you are right. If ever you find yourself in a situation where your parents expect you to take control or to take responsibility of a child they brought to the world when they are an adult, when this child is an adult, it's crazy. First of all, parents should never expect you, even if this child is young, to take responsibility over this person. It doesn't matter. It's their child. They brought that child to the world for a reason. Let them take responsibility. If you offer, then cool. Expectation is where it now gets blurry. Like, if I offer myself to do something to help my sibling, then that's okay. But then it gets to a point where you're like, this is an adult. Let this adult child of yours actually grow up and be a grown woman and be a grown man and take responsibility of things. And it's so unfair that they tell you that in their will they're gonna write this child, but then also you have to take care to make sure that this child also is taken care. Like, she gets support, she also does not get responsibility. That's crazy. And now we have to question if ever your family actually valued responsibility, or they only valued it when it came to you, and then now when it comes to the other sibling, it's now taking no. We need to ask questions like that. I don't think your parents never ever valued responsibility. I think they just wanted you to be responsible, which is a good thing. They did a good thing for you, and unfortunately they got lenient when it came to your sibling. But unfortunately, it's none of your business what they did, and it's time they teach their child some responsibilities, because she needs to have responsibilities whether she likes it or not, because parents do not live long. And when parents are gone, now because obviously at the end of the day, you are their sibling. You won't just throw them to the world and say, I don't care about you, just do whatever, and I'm not gonna take care of you. It's none of my business. You will want to help them. So I think it's best now that you say, do this and help your child to know responsibility, because now it's gonna build a boundary and it's gonna make the sibling to see, okay, I need to actually pull up my socks and be a responsible adult. It's gonna make your parents see that, okay, we kind of have been unfair on this child, because in the like the story before I summarized that, she said they had a conversation and her parents did not understand why she's refusing to do this. So I'm just kind of like, parents, please come on, you gotta understand. So to make them understand, since they don't understand, yes, stop helping. Yes, tell them to make her help, because she's the one that actually needs to help in the house, not you, boo. Definitely not you, because you now have built your own life outside of your parents' life. Let them teach her to also be able to push her own life. In any way, this thing that you're doing is not it's not for their bad. It's definitely for their good, because as I said, it's gonna benefit both the child and the parents, and it's gonna make sure that this child of theirs that they wanted to leave as your responsible, that's not even a child, guys, by the way, it's an adult, lends to adult. I've been talking too much. I feel like I was rambling on this because I don't know why, but it kind of just pisses me off. Like, don't do it. Like, don't do that, okay? As a parent, if you're watching this, please, like, treat your children fairly. Like, calm down and treat your children fairly, and see if I do this and say this, does it fall to this other one that they are less loved and this one is more loved? Like, please, be careful of what you do, guys, because children are human beings, and this is not even children, this is adults, grown up adults. Just because you birthed them doesn't mean they are immune to feeling hurt by you. That's not nice. Don't do that. And yes, boo, please distance yourself. If they don't want to respect your boundary, I said, that means they don't care about your feelings. All they care about is what they want, and that's selfish, and it's not cute. Fourth and last story. Let's continue. One last story. This is the fourth story, and it's the last story on family problems. My brother-in-law hasn't had a job in years. Even after earning a degree, he hasn't been able to find work and refuses to take jobs he feels are beneath him. Jesus Christ. I think we now realize this is the same story as before, but with brothers-in-law. This is the in-laws family. Crazy. He's a healthy adult, but his parents continue to support him instead of encouraging him to become independent or seek help if he needs it. Right. Now that my in-laws are getting older, they asked my wife if we would take responsibility for him in the future. She said no. It's written there, guys. I'm not even making it up. She said no. We already have several young children to raise, and she doesn't think it's fair for us to take in a grown adult who isn't willing to support himself. Still, she feels guilty because it's her brother. Are we the a-holes? No, guys, you're not the a-holes. We're gonna talk about the first thing. First thing is first. You guys have children. That's number one. And you said several young children. Number one. So that's already responsibility on you and your wife, right? Sorry guys about that. Number two, he's a grown man. You guys said he's a grown man who refuses to take any other job until he's able to get what he wants. And you said for years he's been not working. Yes, he's a graduate, but unfortunately in life we don't always get what we want. A lot of graduates don't work, and we know this. And a lot of times our in-laws expect things from us. That's wrong. First of all, that house is not just your wife's. When two people get married, they become one. And I don't care how you think a prenup or whatever was involved. Let's just be honest, guys, here. With a prenup, whether a prenup is there or not, there's still bills to pay, and they're paid by both of us or maybe by one of us. It's a family, whether there's a prenup or not. A prenup is when there's a divorce, boo, or when the other one dies and your things or whatever that goes on with a prenup. But while we're still married, a prenup does not work in our marriage. Our finances, we deal with them together. There's no, deal with yours, no, we have the same children, we share these children, we have the same finances. And them also is just saying when she takes responsibility, you take responsibility, and you already are a father, and number two, you're taking care of your wife and your children, and you are a man in your own home, which I don't know how he's not doing that too. So that's already shameful that he's not doing it. He should look at you and see that no. So it's very fair that you guys don't want to do it, because you are already taking responsibility of your wife and your children as a man. He should also take responsibility of himself as a man. You see, your responsibilities are already doubled, tripled by you also on top. So that's not fair. And remember that this man does not just come there to live with you guys. He needs food to eat. He needs support. Like, the fact that they're supporting him means maybe they're giving him money to buy clothes, money to do things. So it's kind of unfair for the wife to take care of the brother just because they are blood. Guys, no, sorry, that's not gonna work. Especially a healthy brother who has a degree, who doesn't want to take other jobs because he feels like he's so valuable. If he's so valuable, let him take care of himself. If he's so up and high and cannot take any job, let him take care of himself. The parents should understand that if you guys happen to kick the bucket, again, we're talking about kicking the bucket, then their child will be alone. If they continue enabling him, he will be alone in the world. They should make sure that they leave enough money for him so that he can figure himself out. And if I would think that even if this person, this uncle of your children, because that's what he is like, the parents are no more, I would want you guys to actually stick to not helping him. Sorry guys, I'm sorry. I know it's not expected from me, but let's be honest. I will always say this, like, if you keep on taking more than you have from yourself to give to other people, it's kind of crazy, because we're talking about an adult, not a child here. So this person doesn't want to take responsibilities, doesn't want to be responsible for his life. And so then what are we supposed to do? Nothing. So let him feel how hard it is in life to not have anyone to be on his side to help him up to when he's falling or whatever. Then he will understand that whether you like it or not, life must happen for you. Everyone at some point has to have responsibilities. That's why you came into the world, and that's why people grow up, because if responsibilities were not meant for us, we would not grow up. We would not have children to take responsibilities. We would not have children to be responsible of. We would not have jobs to be responsible of, houses to be responsible of, funds, money, finances, health. We are always responsible adults. So unfortunately, your brother is a man, a child, really, who does not want to grow up. And it's not your job to make him grow up. It's your job to let him suffer a little so that he can learn. Because I know a lot of us who are responsible of their siblings, young siblings, because you are the eldest one. Boom. Unfortunately, you will never get anything from being responsible to an adult. If anything, there will be problems in your relationship that will ruin your relationship to the point where you're like, wow, I did so much for you and you're still so ungrateful. It's better to be responsible for children, like underage children, 18 years, like somebody who's still trying to get through varsity can be responsible of that sibling. But that's an adult, that's a whole man. You can't have another man in your house as a man. Like now all of a sudden, I'm not a man though, sorry. So now what's that? It's gonna be a chaotic house at some point. Even if you guys actually do happen to just like take him in, it's gonna cause a strain in your marriage, because it's also financial burden. It's not just let's get you into our house. It's financial burden, financial problems that come with finances or family at some point do cause problems in families. So I would advise that you guys say no, really. Just say no, please. Like, keep it at a no. Hey, like, I promise, a no is a no is a no. And I know I have yapped too on this one for some reason. This too last series I was very passionate about. I'm sorry, but I just feel like, no man, guys, don't do this to other. Anyways, thank you so much. This is the end. Sorry. Okay, let me be serious and actually end this. Outro. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching episode 1 of the advice they didn't ask for, and that was the little advices and the little of my thoughts about everything we read today. And if you happen to have experienced any of these stories here, just know that you have valid feelings. You are not overreacting. Your feelings are very valid. You are allowed to feel a type of way about certain things that are happening, because especially those ones, everyone in here who was writing the stories is so right, and they are not in the wrong whatsoever. So I would like to say to you, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and comment down below what you would have done if this was you. Comment down below your stories about family, because everyone has a family problem. And if you would like me to read any of your problems, which I might one day call it a subscribers problem. Yeah, we have a Rufimeta's problem and a subscribers problem. Copyright. If you steal my idea, this video, we have it. I will go back and see. You see, I posted the Yabo. Anyways, subscribers problems, we will do one of those one day. And listen, I'll protect you. You guys will be anonymous. And obviously, because you shared your story, I will share it over here, or I'll share it on TikTok. It really depends on where I want to share it. But thank you so much for watching. I have been outroing for the past 2 minutes, and that's unstable. And yep. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Share this with your friends, your family, your cat, your dog. See you in the next episode of The Advice They Didn't Ask For. Bye.